Danganronpa.
We started heading toward the red doors. I'm worried that we weren't able to investigate the rooms. What if there was vital clues? Don't worry. I'm sure we'll be able to solve this mystery. Yeah, we just have to work together. Hey, what took you guys so long? We finally made it to the meeting point. We were just finishing our investigation in the doors. Yes, we apologize if we worried you guys. Time to get to the trial grounds. The red doors finally opened, revealing an elevator. This elevator leads to the trial grounds. We all entered the elevator. The ride down was pretty smooth. It's happening. The fight to find the culprit and solve this case. We must avenge Lev. The elevator came to a stop. Are we at the bottom? I'd assume so. Let's open the door. Hinata and Daichi cautiously opened the doors. A trial room? Yes. Welcome to the class trial. Everyone please take your assigned seats. Everyone in a jumbled mess looked for a prime stand with their name on it. All the stands were in a circle so that everyone faced each other. Monokuma had a judge seat at the opposite side of the room from the door. Momentarily the first class trial will begin. You guys may chat or review evidence you found while I get things set up. It was about to begin. The trial to discover the truth. The truth about the murder of Lev Haiba, ultimate noob. Don't worry Suga, you can do this. Then the class trial began. Let's start with a basic explanation of the class trial. You guys will debate over who you guys think the culprit is and vote for who done it. If you choose the correct person, that person will become the blackened and be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, everyone besides the blackened will be punished. Then that person will get to graduate from this academy. Good luck. So, we're starting then? But what are we even supposed to talk about? I've never been to a trial before. Well, put what you know about normal court cases aside. Everyone here will be participating as a potential culprit, prosecutor, lawyer, and jury member. Essentially, we all have to work together to unveil the culprit and their lies, as well as prove why we or others are innocent. But how are we supposed to start? Why don't we start with the murder weapon? What exactly was used to kill Lev? What was used to kill Lev? I should know this. But what about the others? So, what do you guys think was used to kill Lev? I don't know. Were there even any clues left behind? So stupid. You have to at least know that the murder was from blunt force trauma. Oh yeah, that was in the Monokuma file. Exactly, and if you investigated the crime scene, the murder weapon should become clear. Maybe it was a hammer. No, that's wrong. I don't think so, Bokuto-ha. What do you mean? Just a few feet away from the body was a baseball bat. It was covered in blood. Plus it matches the wounds on Lev's head perfectly. So, we know the murder weapon, but where does that get us? The bat is easily accessible from the equipment room in the gym. And since the murder took place there isn't really any clues tied with the weapon. True that the weapon doesn't have any clues tied with it, but knowing the weapon should help everyone understand the crime a bit more. How about we talk about the body next? So, there was a lot of blood. The blood covered the floor. The amount of blood matches with the fatal hit. But the blow was in the back of the head, right? So that means the killer must have snuck up on Lev. No, that's wrong. No, I have evidence against that. Did anyone else notice those weird markings on Lev's cap? Yes, but where did they come from? There's a specific item that they came from. The barbed wire. But maybe I shouldn't directly say what it is. After all, only me, Daichi, and the culprit would know what it is. There's some kind of rope-like object that was used to trip Lev. What rope? I didn't see anything like that during my investigation. Me and Daichi found it in the bathroom by the locker rooms. It was likely put in there to hide evidence. Our theory is that the culprit tripped Lev so that they had the upper hand. Then they killed him with the bat. That's crazy. Why would anyone do this? We still have one problem though. When did the kill happen? When did the kill happen? With that piece of evidence, I should be able to prove a time frame. When did Lev die? Maybe he died in the morning? No, we saw him this morning, remember? Oh yeah, well I don't know then. Maybe it happened during lunch. Maybe it happened at night? No, I'm pretty sure it happened before nighttime. I agree with its statement. Yes, I'm also sure the murder happened before nighttime. But how could you even tell a time of death? I never said anything about a time of death. Although, the blood on the ground surrounding Lev was already drying when we got there. That means it had to happen at least an hour before that. Well, regardless of when the murder happened, we know who the culprit is. Huh? Does Kenma know who the culprit is? The culprit of this case is Kyoko. And me? There's no way Kyoko would ever kill. Yeah, there's no way. But she was at the scene of the crime when Suga and Daichi arrived. But I just went to exercise and found his body. Well, it's not like she even has an alibi. No, that's wrong. Actually, I'd say Kyoko had a good enough alibi. And what's her alibi? Well, Kyoko was with me almost all day. We only separated at 9:50, but isn't that enough time to do the crime? No, remember we said it had to happen at least an hour before. Me and Suga went straight to the gym at nighttime. There's no way it took an entire hour to walk to the gym. I'd say we were there by 10:15. Well, I guess that proves she's not the culprit. Hold on. That means anyone could be the killer if they don't have an alibi before 9? Actually, we can narrow it down even more. He's right. There's evidence that solidifies a range of time. Hinata, Kageyama, you guys were in the gym all day, right? We were in the gym until 8. So that means the murder has to take place between 8 and 9. Then we can secure alibis for those together during that time? Who all doesn't have an alibi? The people who went to bed early. Bokuto, that includes yourself. Why I'm not the culprit? You are a suspect though. Bokuto, Kuru, Noi, and Tsukishima. None of you have an alibi. You guys went to bed early, which makes it harder to prove your innocence. But if I'm correct, then I believe Bone doesn't have an alibi either. Plus he's been very quiet this entire time. That's right. He's the only one who hasn't said anything. That's very suspicious. He is always quiet. But even so, he should at least try to prove his innocence. I think Kon is the most suspicious. Yeah. He could be the killer. He always avoids everyone, making it easier to get away with the crime. Wait, but he does have an alibi. Me and Kageyama saw him. So there's no way he's the culprit. No, that's wrong. True, you did say you saw him, but didn't that happen when you met at the dining hall? Why, and that happened at 9, right? Meaning he still doesn't have a proper alibi. It's true he doesn't have an alibi, but why won't he say anything? He's not fighting back. Is he really the culprit? There's no way he's the culprit. Huh? Even if he doesn't have an alibi, that doesn't necessarily make him the culprit. He's not the only one without an alibi. Why is he not fighting? But he hasn't said a thing. He isn't even defending himself. Maybe that's his way of confessing. No, there's no way it's him. Tsukishima, it's still possible it could be someone else. There's no evidence linking him to the crime. Has anyone seen any suspicious activity by anyone? Maybe On isn't the culprit. There has to be some way to prove it. I have to prove his innocence no matter what. Even if I have to lie. I haven't seen anything suspicious. Well, I was sleeping so I haven't. Yachi, didn't you have a weird experience? Oh yes. I went to the bathroom earlier. Me and Kyoko took turns. This happened at 8:25. While I was waiting outside, I felt like someone was watching me. This lie will reveal the truth. Wait. You say 8:25? Yeah, why? Me and Daichi were in my room at that time. But around the time, we heard a weird noise. When we went to see what caused the noise, it was a book that was knocked off the bookshelf. The book? What does this have to do with her story? Well, at the time, we thought it was completely irrelevant. But we saw On staring out the door of the dorm lobby. It looked like he wanted to leave. I think he didn't want to have confrontation. After all, he always avoids us. That's really suspicious. No, I'm trying to defend him. I looked at Daichi. But he was waiting for about 20 minutes. It would have been almost 8:50 when he left. He wouldn't have had time to kill. And Hinata confirms that this happened, because On was in the dining hall before Hinata and Kageyama arrived. What about before? No, I don't think 20 minutes is enough time to do everything. He would have had to kill Lev, cleaned up in the bathroom, went back to his room to get changed. And it takes minutes to walk to the gym plus 5 to get back. Well, that certainly clears his name. On looked at me, to Daichi, then averted his eyes before anyone realized. Well, On, is that what happened? Were you really waiting for Yachi to walk away so you could go to the dining hall? He looked up at Suki and nodded. Well, now we're back with no leads. But we do know that the 4 who went to bed early still don't have alibis. Yes, that means one of you is the culprit. But how can we figure out who? Well, it's easy if we look back at the rope. What does the rope have anything to do with this? The rope? I don't follow what Daichi is trying to prove, but Daichi trusted me, so I should trust him back. The rope that was left behind, there was something special about it. Special? Was it a magic rope that ties itself? That's the most stupid thing to ever come out of your mouth. It has to do with what it's made out of. Oh yeah. It must be because the rope was barbed wire. I agree with its statement. You're right, Noya. Barbed wire? I didn't know it was barbed wire. Yes, because only the people who investigated the bathroom would know. Yes, Rilakuma can tell you who was there. Rilakuma appeared. Yes, I made sure that nobody went in the bathroom after Daichi left. But it's weird because Noya never went into the bathroom. Ah. What? Yup. Me and Suga were the only ones who went to the bathroom. So Noya, how did you know about the barbed wire? Wow, and Daichi is supposed to be the ultimate detective. How could you miss such a vital clue? Vital clue? What do you mean, Kate? Well, there should be one other place I could have discovered the mystery of the barbed wire. Oh, is that so? Yeah. I found it in the warehouse. There was barbed wire missing from its stock. I saw it missing with my own eyes. No, that's wrong. Wait, but I cleaned the warehouse before I met Daichi in my room. Huh? Meaning you couldn't have seen anything missing. When we investigated, it looked brand new, as if nobody took anything out. Ah, that's because… I didn't do anything. I didn't kill Lev. You can't prove anything. Suga, I want you to reveal the truth of this case. Yes, I must reveal the truth. Let's go over the case from the beginning. Everyone tried to go about their day, trying to forget about the motive. The motive Monokuma gave us, no food until someone kills. The culprit must have been driven from this motive, not wanting to starve to death. Setting up their crime would have taken too much time. All they would have needed was to acquire the bat and the barbed wire. The barbed wire would have been in the warehouse. The bat would already be in the gym's equipment room. Then, sometime around 6, I went to the warehouse and cleaned up everyone's mess. I never would have thought I also covered up the missing barbed wire. After Hinata and Kageyama left the gym at 8, Lev arrived to do his cleaning duty. That's when the culprit popped out and tripped Lev with the barbed wire. With Lev on the ground, the culprit could easily strike Lev on the head, killing him. The culprit then went to the locker room bathroom to clean up. Then left the barbed wire in the trash in attempt to hide the evidence. Later, Kyoko went to do some late-night training and discovered the body. Soon after, me and Daichi came in, triggering the body discovery announcement. That's the truth behind this case. The murderer of Lev Haiba, ultimate noob. The culprit is Nishinoya, ultimate guardian. No way. I can't believe it was Noya. Why would you kill someone, Noya? Why did you kill Lev? I'll tell you. But let's get this voting time over with. No. I won't vote for you. You better vote for someone, because refusing to vote will result in punishment. What? That's right. Refusing to vote for someone is a one-way ticket to death. Now everyone, cast your votes. So did you make the right choice, or the dreadfully wrong choice? Congratulations. You guys chose correctly. Now tell me, why did you do it? Well, first, I would like to submit a piece of evidence that wasn't available. Huh? What is this? It seems to be a letter addressed to Kyoko. Did you even think to question why someone would choose to exercise at night alone while there is a motive to kill? What does the note say? Come meet me at the gym to work out together after nighttime. I'm scared to go alone, so I would appreciate it if you came with me. Wait, does that mean? Yes, the reason Kyoko was there was because Lev intended on killing her. What? I was there when Kyoko received the note. I told her not to go, but I guess she didn't listen to me. After reading that note, I immediately came up with a plan to punish him myself. I grabbed the barbed wire because the rope was already tangled together. I didn't originally intend on killing Lev, but when I confronted him, I could tell he had been driven mad from the motive. I knew no amount of torture would be enough to keep him from killing. But you could have told us. We could have helped you. We could have helped convince him. Why didn't you at least try reasoning with him? But, even if Noel could convince him, someone else might have killed. Or we all would have died of starvation. She's right. Noya saved us all by killing. It sounds terrible, but we might all have died in a few days if nobody killed. Noya didn't seem to put up much of a fight. Plus I think his slip of the tongue was intentional. The way I see it, Noya had hours of thinking. Plus, why would Noya mention the barbed wire, when it could potentially lead to him? What do you mean by that? I'm guessing nobody else here noticed. His hands have cuts all over. Why, I wonder, didn't he wear gloves? I'm sorry everyone. Time's up. What? Time for Noya to accept his punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time. That's when a chain came and wrapped around his neck. It pulled him into another room, which was projected on a screen. Noya was in front of standees of all of us. Arrows were being shot at the standees. Noya was forced to block all the arrows. After several minutes, Noya was left with many arrows in his body. No. Bro. Why? I still don't understand. Oh, what is this? Are you perhaps feeling despair? Pooh. Tears were rolling down many of our faces. From there we all left the courtroom. Me and Daichi were the last ones to leave the elevator. But when we got out, On was waiting for us. Why? Huh? Why did you lie? I don't get it. I guess I can understand you, Suga, but Daichi, ultimate detective, lying in a trial? Well, I already knew Noya was the culprit, so that's why I went along with Suga's lie. But what about you, Suga? Well, when I heard he not fighting for your sake, it kinda inspired me to take action too. Well, next time, try to leave all emotions out of your judgment. If your judgment is shrouded in emotions, it will block the truth from sight. I get it, I'm sorry. Well, night. On left without looking back. We should get to bed too. Yeah.